Welcome. Now we will discuss basically about PMSM, permanent magnet synchronous motor, the review, and then vector control of sinusoidal surface permanent magnet synchronous motor, SPMSM. These two things we will discuss today. So, first is review of permanent magnet synchronous motors. So, in a wound field synchronous motor, the rotor carries a field winding and DC with a DC supply, which gives the field excitation in wound field synchronous mode machines. But in a permanent magnet synchronous machine, this DC field winding of the rotor is replaced by permanent magnet. So, because there is no power supply for the field, so the field copper loss is saved, there is no field copper loss. So, because so it has higher efficiency, and of course, cost is also higher because of the permanent magnet, cost is higher. So, permanent magnets of low power range are widely used in industry, and application of neodymium iron boron magnet is growing in permanent magnet applications. So, neodymium iron and boron combination magnet, this is the material for the magnets. And there are three types of permanent magnet synchronous motor. First is sinusoidal surface permanent magnet. Synchronous motor machine. Sinusoidal SPMSM. Sinusoidal SPMSM. Second one is sinusoidal interior permanent magnet. Previous one was surface permanent magnet, and this is interior permanent magnet. Synchronous machine. Previous one was abbreviated as SPMSM, and this is abbreviated as IPMSM. Interior permanent magnet synchronous machine. And third type is trapezoidal. Trapezoidal surface permanent magnet. SM synchronous machine, that is trapezoidal SPMSM. First type is sinusoidal SPMSM, third type is trapezoidal SPMSM. So, let us understand have a review of these magnets. First is sinusoidal surface permanent magnet synchronous machine SPMSM. So, in this machine, stator has 3-phase distributed winding, and permanent magnets are glued on the rotor. Since for a permanent magnet the relative permeability is nearly equal to 1, that is important. For permanent magnet relative permeability mu r is close to 1, but slightly greater than 1. So, So because permanent magnets have relative permeability close to 1, they are as good as air as far as magnetic property is concerned. I mean, so because of that, they are equivalent to air gap. So in this surface permanent magnet synchronous machine, the effective air gap of the machine is larger, because this magnet itself behaves as air gap. So effective air gap is larger. So because machine and in sinusoidal SPMSM first type, there is no saliency on the rotor. So because there is no saliency on the rotor and permanent magnet is just glued, so LDM equals to LQM, magnetizing inductance along D axis and Q axis, it is the same, one and the same. So machine has low magnetizing inductance. So this magnetizing inductance or reactance are also low. So because magnetizing inductance is low, armature reaction is low, weak. Armature reaction is weak. The second type is sinusoidal interior permanent magnet synchronous machine, second type. So why the name sinusoidal in first and second type? The name indicates, so when the machine is rotated by a prime mover, what is the nature of the induced EMF? In sinusoidal machines, the nature of the induced EMF, waveform of the induced EMF is sinusoidal, hence they are named as sinusoidal machines, sinusoidal permanent SPMSM or sinusoidal IPMSM. But in the third type, trapezoidal SPMSM, the construction is such that the nature of the induced EMF is trapezoidal, not sinusoidal. So its name is trapezoidal SPMSM. That is the difference. So because to have sinusoidal in distribution in the induced EMF, in the sinusoidal type machines, the stator winding is distributed winding. So because winding is distributed, so induced EMF becomes sinusoidal. But in trapezoidal machines, the stator winding is not distributed, rather it carries only concentrated coils in the coil in each phase, full pitch concentrated full pitch coils. So nature of the induced EMF is trapezoidal. So in sinusoidal IPMSM, the magnets are not mounted on the surface like SPMSM, rather it is embedded inside the rotor. So stator has as usual 3-phase distributed winding. Machine is this machine, because magnet is embedded inside the rotor, it can rotate at high speed and also it is robust. So in this case, in the sinusoidal SPMSM second type, the effective air gap in the D axis is larger than that in the Q axis. That is because along the D axis permanent magnet is there, and along the Q axis permanent magnets are not there, rather only iron core is there. So iron core has relative permeability which is very large, whereas permanent magnets have relative permeability close to 1. So along the direct axis, the effective air gap is larger, along which the magnets are mounted. Effective air gap is larger than the inductance along the Q axis. So in the second type, LDM, magnetizing inductance along the D axis is less than magnetizing inductance along the Q axis, because permanent magnets are equivalent to air gap. So effective air gap is larger along the D axis, hence inductance is less. So and because along the effective air gap is small, armature reaction is strong. In the second type, IPMSM. So in the third type, that is trapezoidal surface permanent magnet machines, the only difference from the first category is here the stator winding is not distributed, rather concentrated full pitch coils are used, but permanent magnet is glued on the surface of the rotor. Okay. So for that, when the machine is rotated by prime mover, the stator voltages are symmetrical trapezoidal waves. So because it uses concentrated coils and magnet is also not embedded inside the rotor, rather it is glued on the rotor, the cost of the machine is less, and because of low cost they are popular in as BLDC drives, third type. Then we will discuss about vector control of SPMSM. Vector control of surface permanent magnet synchronous machines. So, as we have just discussed, SPMSM has a large air gap. So, synchronous inductance ALS is small because effective inductor air gap is large. Synchronous inductance ALS is small. Because synchronous inductance is small, armature reaction flux that we denote the flux linkage is psi A, that is Is into Ls is also small, because Ls itself is small, the armature reaction flux is small. So, armature reaction is weak. As armature reaction is weak, this results in stator flux linkage psi S, that is nearly equal to mutual flux psi M, that is nearly equal to field flux psi F. They are nearly equal in magnitude. Okay. Then another point, we can control this machine for maximum efficiency. So, for maximum efficiency, and maximum torque per ampere, MTPA, maximum torque per ampere, IDS should be 0. IDS must be set to 0, and as IDS equal to 0, Q axis stator current IQS equals to stator current phasor IS. Okay. And that is the main point we can have, because IDS should be set to 0, because armature reaction itself is small. So, but field weakening control is not possible, that is what. So, IDS is set to 0. Let us draw the phasor diagram. So, this is the horizontal axis, is the D axis, vertical axis is the Q axis. D and Q axis are rotating at synchronous speed omega E. Okay. Along D axis is the axis along which field flux linkage psi F is there. Along the D axis, field flux linkage psi F is there. Armature inductance is small, so armature reaction flux psi A is perpendicular to armature field flux psi F, and its magnitude is small. As a result, the stator reaction flux psi S, that is psi F plus psi A, is as shown, and angle between psi S and psi F is the torque angle or load angle or power angle delta, and the armature stator induced EMF, that is Vf, or some we also write E, induced EMF is omega E times psi F, stator induced EMF, and it is perpendicular to psi F. And because this current stator current IQS, which is equal to IS, is along the Q axis. So, this is the IQS component and there is no IDS component. So, stator reaction induced EMF, that is JXS into IQS is perpendicular to IQS, and VF or E plus JXS IQS is the stator in voltage, applied voltage Vs, and because current is along the Q axis, this is the power factor angle phi between Vs and Vf. So, from this phasor diagram we can note stator applied voltage Vs is omega E times psi s. Only thing, we neglect the stator resistance in this expression. When the stator resistance is neglected, Vs is omega into psi s, and also Vs phasor is Vf or E phasor plus JXS into IQS phasor. So, and also as you can see in this phasor diagram, phi equals to delta. Phi is the angle between stator voltage and current, which is shown here, and delta is the angle between psi s and psi f, and Vs is at right angle to psi s and Vf is at right angle to psi f. So, phi equals to delta. So, further the torque developed Te is 3/2 into pole pairs into field flux psi f into IQS, and also we have psi s cos delta, as you can see from this phasor diagram, equals to psi s cos phi, because phi equals to delta and both equal to psi f. As you can see, psi s cos delta is psi f. So, this is the vector control phasor diagram. Next, we will see the vector control schematic diagram. For surface permanent magnet synchronous machines. So, in the schematic diagram, we have the reference speed omega r star minus actual motor speed omega r compared, and this goes through a speed controller, and speed controller output is plus or minus IQS star. IQS is the torque component of the current or torque current, and so speed controller output is torque command or torque component of the current command, and so it is plus minus IQS star, because plus for motoring operation, minus for generating operation. And for this type of machine SPMSM, there is no D axis current, so IDS star is kept at 0. No field weakening control is done, because the armature reaction is very weak, so field control is not done normally. So, this is the block vector rotation and 2-phase to 3-phase, and this block is feeding the inverter, the current commands that is going from vector rotator block to the inverter are the 3-phase current commands IA star, IB star and IC star, and inverter has a DC input voltage VD, and it feeds 3-phase power to the synchronous motor SPMSM. So, on the machine shaft, we have a position sensor on the rotor shaft. This position sensor gives the angle theta e information to the vector rotator block, and also this position sensor gives the speed information for the speed control block, speed estimation. So, this is the schematic diagram. So, in this scheme of vector control, IQ star is positive for motoring and IQ star is negative for generating operation, and ID star is always 0 because the rotor flux is supplied by the permanent magnet, and armature field weakening control is possible only for high speed operation where permissible to a limited range. ID star is varied, otherwise for this is for constant torque operation. For speed control below the base speed, constant torque operation is done. By setting IDA star at 0. That means no field weakening control, for speeds less than omega b, only constant torque operation is done. So, because psi A armature stator reaction flux psi A and psi F field flux linkage, they are at quadrature, it is like a DC machine. Psi A and psi F field flux are at quadrature, like DC machine. Except the fact that the both armature flux and field flux, they are rotating at synchronous speed. In DC machine they are at right angle, but they are both are stationary. Field flux and armature flux both are stationary, but in this case both are at right angle, but both rotate at synchronous speed. So, such a drive is a truly brushless DC drive. BLDC drive, because characteristic is equivalent to DC motor. So, machine operates at a small lagging power factor, as you have seen, phi is small lagging power factor, and vector control is valid by this scheme only in the constant torque region. Next, next we want to have higher speed operation. Higher speed operation can be achieved only through field weakening control. So, that is only possible in the very small range above the base speed. So, how to achieve that? How to obtain that? So, same motor we want to have field weakening. So, speed of sinusoidal SPMSM can be increased above base speed omega b in a limited range through field weakening control. Because armature reaction is small, stator reaction is small because stator inductance is small. So, only limited range speed control is possible above the base speed. The range is very small. And further we have stator applied voltage Vs is omega E into psi s when the stator is neglected. So, this is the equation, and to have speed omega E above the base speed omega b, what psi s should be reduced in inverse proportion to speed. Obviously, because the stator voltage has to be maintained constant. So, when omega is more than the base speed, psi s field flux linkage should be reduced, stator flux should be reduced in inverse proportion to speed. So, how to do this? To reduce psi s, a demagnetizing current that means demagnetizing current is in the along the d axis. So, IDS negative. This demagnetizing current should be injected in the stator. So, main point is below the base speed, this d axis stator current IDS is 0, kept at 0, and IQS quadrature axis or torque component of the current is the entire stator current IS. That is the permissible stator current, that has to be maximum permissible stator current to have maximum torque capability. Because IDS is 0, IQS should be the maximum permissible stator current. So, that torque is maximum, torque capability is maximum. So, let us draw the scheme. Scheme of vector control with field weakening. We have the command rotor speed omega r star minus actual speed rotor speed omega r is the speed error that goes through the speed controller, can be a PI controller simply, speed controller, and speed controller output is the command value of the torque, that is TE star. Then actual torque is also estimated, TE is estimated and subtracted from the command value of the torque TE star, and the torque error goes through a torque controller. And torque controller output has to generate the current command IQA star according to the expression, that is the permissible stator current IS hat square minus demagnetizing current IDA square whole root, and this generates the plus or minus IQS star, plus for motoring operation, minus for generating operation. Further, from the rotor speed, we have the flux controller. For high speed operation above the base speed, flux weakening control has to be done. So, flux controller block generates the command value of the stator flux. That is psi S star. Then stator flux psi S is estimated and subtracted from the command value of the stator flux, and error goes through a flux controller. So, flux controller output generates the IDA star, command value of the flux component of the current. So, IDA star is generated by the flux controller for field weakening operation, and for constant torque operation below the base speed, IDA star is set as 0, and this IDA star also goes to determine the IQA star by passing through this, the block, and these both IDA star and IQA star so are fed to the vector rotator block, vector rotator, and 2-phase to 3-phase conversion. So, from this 2-phase to 3-phase conversion, from the IDA star and IQA star, it generates the 3-phase current commands IEA star, IB star and IC star, 3-phase current commands. The inverter has also the DC supply, VD power supply, and feeds 3-phase supply to the synchronous motor SPM SM. Then there are current sensors, that is sensing the 3-phase currents, stator currents and stator currents, and feeding it to the estimation block. This estimation block determines the stator flux magnitude psi S hat and the torque Te for the control part, and also the angle theta E for vector rotation, and also it determines the speed omega r for speed control. So, this is the schematic diagram of the field weakening control of SPMSM. So, let us draw the phasor diagram. For field weakening control. Horizontal axis is the D axis, vertical axis is the Q axis. D and Q axis reference frame is rotating at synchronous speed omega E. So, for constant torque operation, we have this flux triangle. So, constant flux operation, there is no demagnetizing stator current. So, psi s is psi f plus psi a, and further along the q axis we have the V f, that is at right angle to psi f, and also the current I q s. This is for constant torque operation, and because I q s is here, we have J x s into I q s at right angle to I q s, and phasor sum is V s, stator applied voltage V s. Okay. This is the phasor diagram for constant torque operation. For field weakening control, so the stator current, that is I s hat all the time I d s square plus I q s square root over. So, that is kept constant, stator current is kept constant. So, for constant torque control, I d s is 0 and I q s is the maximum stator current, and when for field weakening control there has to be a demagnetizing current. So, at any time the stator current magnitude is given by the radius of the circle. This is the stator current phasor I s, and for this stator current has two components. One is the q axis component as marked here, and another one is the d axis component here. Okay. So, with that, as the current phasor rotates from say point A to A dash, it rotates like this, then corresponding armature reaction flux psi A, which is always parallel to stator current I s, because psi A is I s into L s, psi A equal to I s into L s. So, it is always parallel to I s. So, it will have a circular path like this, and corresponding to point A we have B, and corresponding to point A dash we have the point B dash. So, at point B dash what happens? This is the psi A, psi A is here, and this is the psi S dash, this is the psi S dash. Okay. And further, field flux psi f is constant, psi f is constant, and motor omega e is greater than base speed. So, for high speed operation, the voltage V f dash is V f dash, that is omega e into psi f. V f dash is always omega into psi f, because omega is greater, psi f is constant and omega is more than omega b. At omega b voltage is V f. So, V f dash is greater than V f, as I have shown here. V f dash is greater than V f, because psi f is constant and omega e is more than base speed, and corresponding to base speed omega b, field voltage is V f. And at corresponding to point A dash, at point A dash, this is the stator current I d s, this is the stator current I d s, because at point A dash I q s is 0, I q s is 0 and I d s equal to I s hat. Okay. So, corresponding to that point, stator reaction flux is psi s dash and the voltage drop is this one. Voltage drop is given by J x s into I d s, because I q s is 0, and this is the voltage, sorry, V s dash, this is the voltage V s dash. Okay. So, as tip of the current phasor I s rotates from A to A dash along the circular path, the armature reaction flux rotates from B to B dash. At point A dash, there is no torque component of the current, IQS is 0, stator current is totally demagnetizing in nature, there is no torque component. So, armature reaction, the armature reaction flux psi A is totally demagnetizing. So, psi s dash is the minimum, because maximum demagnetization is obtained at point B. Stator flux is the minimum and torque is 0, that is important. Torque is 0 as IQS is 0. Psi s dash is minimum at B, at point B. So, this is the phasor diagram. So, further the stator current becomes leading power factor, because it is the overexcitation case. Vf is larger than Vf, Vf dash is larger than Vf. So, it is the case of overexcitation. So, power factor becomes leading, as you see from this phasor diagram. So, this is the schematic phasor vector field weakening control of SM sinusoidal SPM SM. Thanks for attention.